examining a kidney biopsy sample. Now, this biopsy was sent to us from a nephrologist who was working at another hospital. He says that the patient was only referred to him for the biopsy sample itself, and they told him that they had a suspicion of systemic lupus erythematosus. The patient is a 42-year-old female and presents to their emergency ward due to sudden loss of vision. She also has a history of migraine and hemolytic anemia, and physical examination reveals hepatomegaly, splenomegaly, and radiological imaging of the cranium shows a lesion, a suspicious lesion at the sella turcica. So, the kidney biopsy sample, even at low magnification, what we can appreciate is that there's an interstitial inflammation. The area between the tubules have widened, and in fact, again, even at low power magnification, we can see these atypical areas, clumps, within the biopsy sample. When we move in closer, this is what I'm referring to, you can see the smaller lymphoid cells, but you can also see these large atypical cells. I'm going to zoom in so that we can better appreciate them. Over here. As you can see, there are aggregates, clumps of these atypical cells, sometimes only one or two. Let me make it even. And it looks like they are lodged in small capillaries, small vessels, so you can actually make out the endothelium over here. Again, here's another area where you can see these atypical cells with irregular nuclei, blasted chromatin. Again, over here. Here you can actually appreciate that they're within vessels. Sometimes there's only one or two inside. Sometimes larger aggregates. They're highly atypical. Again, over here you can actually make out the endothelial lining of these cells. So what one thinks of course, is intravascular large B-cell lymphoma to begin with. And these cells are very discoessive, so they can actually be lymphoid in origin. It's very highly likely. Again, you can appreciate how atypical they are. In fact, there were areas where you could actually make out the mitotic figures as well. Like over here, you can see the mitotic figures. Now I am going to show you, and over here they've got very irregular nuclear contours. They've got multiple nucleoli, and you can see them either singly in files or in clusters. See over here again, in files you can actually make out the endothelial lining, really easy to. This is the CD20 staining, where you can again see that these cells are lodged within vessels. Sometimes they've actually dilated the vessels, and you can see areas where extravasation has started. You can see clumps and small clusters outside of the vessels over here within the interstitium. It looks like they've started infiltrating the parenchyma. This is the CD34 stain to better highlight their intravascular nature. As you can see over here. There. They have dilated the lumen of these vessels, as I said, and they're found in clusters. And this is the area where extravasation is present over here. These cells had focal CD5 positivity besides the CD20, as you can see over here. They are also positive for CD5. And again, also positive for CD10, even if it's an incomplete staining, it's still positive. So this is especially the ones that are intravascular. The extravasated ones do not seem to stain them a lot for CD10. So this was a case of intravascular large B-cell lymphoma presenting in a kidney biopsy sample.